Okay, I'm Shayla.
I'm Marissa.
And we're gonna be rapping. Yo, let me tell you something.
Without your brain, you will be nothing.
Brain stem, spinal cord, part of the CNS.
Keep your eyes open like CBS.
Sends messages from nerve endings to the brain.
All this work, I can't complain.
From brain to cells, tissues, and organs.
Show you how your CNS is working.
Now let's talk about PNS.
Send signals along the branch of a cell.
The PNS. Does that ring a bell?
Finally, it forms with synapse.
Before your nerves collapse. Automatic and somatic control centers of the brain.
Without this, you go insane.
Automatic branch issues in the trans carries your impulses to the cardiac muscle,
making you hustle.
Leaving the somatic branch for the skeletal muscle.
With all that, the sympathetic prepares for violent activity.
Get your heart racing from here to infinity.
Her sympathetic system returns the body to normal.
And his job is done. Turmoil. To explain how a neuron works, a typical neuron consists of three main parts: a dendrite, a soma, and an axon. The dendrites are on one side, the axon are on another, with a soma or a cell body between the two. The soma houses the nucleus, the dendrites, which can number in the thousands, receive and transmit information towards the axon hillock. The axon hillock integrates all the inputs and decides whether or not to transmit the information down the axon to the next cell in line, which can be in another neuron, a muscle, or a gland. The resting membrane potential of an axon occurs when the neuron is transmitting an impulse. It arises due to uneven distribution of ions between the inside and outside of the cell. For example, there are 4 more sodium ions outside the cell than inside it.
Action potentials are initiated at the axon hillock. The transmembrane potential can rise and fall due to stimulatory and inhibiting inputs. When the potential becomes more positive, the polarization has occurred, and when it becomes more negative, a hyperpolarization has occurred. There is a special transmembrane potential known as threshold about if the membrane is depolarized to threshold, then a sudden and drastic change occurs. Many voltage-gated sodium channels in the membrane open up and a vast number of sodium ions rush into the cell. This inrush of positive charge raises the transmembrane potential greatly, making it actually become positive. This initiates an action potential.
The action potential is an all or non phenomenon. It either occurs in full or does not occur at all. There is no intermittent possibilities, and no matter how strong the stimulus was, response at the same time. For example, whether there was enough change to rise the transmembrane potential to just negative 55 MV or up to negative 20 MV. The action potential generates the same magnitude and does not attenuate as it travels. And that's basically it.
What happens during the reflex arc? Well, 1, the patellar tendon is stretched. 2, the sensory nerve sends a signal to the spinal cord. 3, in the spinal cord at the synapses, the electrical signal is changed into the chemical signal. 4, the chemical messengers travel across the synapse and stimulus the motor neuron. 5, the motor neuron changes these signals into electric signals which travel down to the quadriceps muscles. 6, there is another synapse connecting the nerve to the muscle. Chemical messengers travel across the synapse and stimulate the muscle to contract.
I'll tell you how a nerve impulse goes throughout your body, or how it happens. Okay.
Crazy.
It begins in the dendrite. Eyes open, I can see the light. Moves to the cell body. Impulses start to party.
Down the axon tip. Without this, your body will quit. Forming electrical and chemical signals. Having your tongue and not something like bilingual.
The new neurotransmitter releasing the neuromolecular junction trigger. Hopping around like you Tigger.
A muscle action, which leads to muscle contraction.